Businessman Anthony Kirori knows his local suppliers. He often comes to pick up the old newspapers. This time, there's nearly 350 kilograms. He pays about €63 for the haul. His factory is in Juja, about 30 kilometers outside the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. Anthony founded his company Green Pencils on his family's land along with an old friend, Ivan Ocheng. Their ecologically friendly pencil business is a job creator and doesn't require more trees to be cut down. Most conventional pencils are made from the wood of old cedars.
What's the lifespan of a pencil? Hardly 2-3 weeks, at most a month. So you're cutting down a tree that can last for about 1,000 years to make a gadget that will not last a month. Didn't make a lot of sense.
It took the trained electrical engineer about 5 years to develop the right formula for a recycled paper pencil. Anthony came up with the concept when he worked as a waste collector. In the factory, cut-up sheets of newspaper are glued around graphite sticks. Then a machine rolls them up tightly, creating the basic unadorned pencil. The exact technique for finishing the newspaper pencil is a company secret. Only the factory manager and her bosses know it. The partners themselves come to the factory each week to do the finishing work. Anthony's partner, Ivan Ocheng, is in charge of marketing and legal issues.
There's a lot of disregard for intellectual property in Africa especially, and in some parts of Asia. So we have to guard our secret, because if we don't, tomorrow somebody else will do the same thing, and another and another and another.
Over the last 5 years, orders have been continually increasing. Last year, the company's sales amounted to around €130,000. Schools and companies are their biggest customers. During peak season, the company employs 50 people to produce 500,000 pencils. In the quieter months, there are 8 workers. Still, there's more potential in Kenya for eco-friendly pencils.
The figures as they stand, slightly about 150 million pencils are imported into the country. So you can imagine if we only attain 30% of that market. There's enough for everyone right here.
Kenya's government agencies import about 10 million pencils each year. Anthony Kiore hopes to convince the government to consider using their recycled products.
I want to engage into politics, to vie as an MP for Juja, and I pray that I make it. And once I make it, my main task will be, I'll be basically a green warrior, to go and fight for the green space within government, such that Kenya can be one of the role models for the region, within the East Africa region, and maybe even Africa.
Concern for the environment is something the true entrepreneurs share. Ivan runs other businesses too, but he says Green Pencils is closest to his heart.
This is the only planet that I know I can survive in. So my small contribution is good enough, because the worst perception is everybody sits back and imagine, oh, somebody else is going to save this planet. It's you and me.
Heading back to Nairobi, the business partners stop at M Copper, a successful Kenyan startup, to personally make the first delivery there. From now on, the solar energy company will be enhancing its green creds with green pencils.